Okay, I believe we're ready.
Hi, my name is Andreaka, and today my team and I will be speaking the affirmative on gay marriage. Being gay is not a choice. Children who have homosexual parents are not more likely prone to becoming homosexuals themselves. I will go even further by saying that children with homosexual parents will be more tolerant in all types of people, whether they be sexual orientation, race, or gender. Contention 1, sub point A. Gay couples need marriage to strengthen families. Marriage remains one of the fundamental building blocks of society, both in the United States and around the world. Marriage is a set of legal economic rights that support families in taking care of each other, spouses caring for one another, parents caring for children, and children eventually caring for spouses and parents. Subpoint B. Children are affected negatively by unequal marriage rights. Catherine M. Frank, Professor of Law at Columbia University. Sectors of our community have urged that unmarriageability inflicts a kind of harm in our children and terms an echo manner in which family pathologically and illegitimacy were thought to cause injury. Children in Mayhana Report and Human Rights Campaign was report cost of marriage and inequality and change in children with same-sex parents does not justice, arguing that until all states grant equal marriage into same-sex couples, that children and families will continue to be deprived of security and be recognized as a true family. Subpoint B. Subpoint B. Gay marriage does not discourage heterosexual families. Theodore B. Olson, January 8, 2010, lawyer from Federal Agency Administrator. Preventing lesbians and gays from marrying does not cause more heterosexuals to marry and inconvenience more children. Likewise, allowing gay men and lesbians to marry someone of the same sex will not discourage heterosexuals from marrying a person of the opposite sex. Contention 2, subpoint A. How many children in foster care on September 30th, 2010? 408,425. Gary Busick, legal director at the gay rights group Lambda Legal. In addition, for same-sex couples with children, marriage provides a more secure structure of support for children. Contrary to rhetoric put forth by opponents of marriage equality, barring gay men and lesbians from marrying will not make mom and dad magically appear for kids raised in the same-sex households. What means is that those children won't have the benefit of the protections marriage provides through their parents. Subpoint B. Same-sex marriage will bring social acceptance. Gay marriage is most important when it is seen not at the end of itself, but as part of something much larger, when it maintains an underlying conscience and sexual in society. Equality can be the stepping stone to most social subjects. LGBT groups must move beyond campaigning for single issues and start making links between different movements to challenge all forms of oppression. Subpoint C. The American Academy of Children and Adolescent Psychiatry. Sometimes people are concerned that children being raised by gay parents need extra emotional support and face unique challenges. Current research shows that children with gay and lesbian parents do not differ from children with heterosexual parents in their emotional development or in relationships with peers and adults. It is most important for parents to understand that equality in parenthood and relationship does not parent sexual orientation. That has effect on children's development. Research has shown that, in contrast to common beliefs, children of gay, lesbians, and transgender couples are not more likely to be gay or heterosexual, and are not likely to be sexually abused. Do not show differences in whether or not they think of themselves as gender female identity or male, and do not show differences in their male and female behaviors. Subpoint D. Lesbian couples raise healthy children. Lesbian couples share household responsibilities and chores more equitable. Karen says, and children in lesbian couples are less aggressive, more nurturing to their peers, and more tolerant of diversity, and more inclined to play with the boys' toys and girl toys. Children seem to adjust better when there are more equal divisions of labor in the home and parental relationships with their children and higher ratings, she says. The combined data presence shows that children whose parents are lesbian have no more problems than the rest of the children who actually have more tolerant differences. There was suggestive evidence that they were more stressed due to gender of same-sex parents, but the children also reported great well-being, more nurture, and more tolerance of difference. I now stand open for cross-examination.
All right, so Andreaka, in your first contention, you state that being gay is not a choice, correct?
Yes.
And that parents or gay parents will be more tolerant with their children, correct?
Well, they will teach more tolerance within their children.
Right, so heterosexual couples can't do that?
They can, but most of them don't because they don't feel the need to and because it's not as uprooted in society.
Well, what about like interracial couples? Like, say if there was a black woman who married a white man, like, don't you think they could face discrimination as well? Why can't they teach tolerance?
Since over the
just as well
years
as
that
gays?
interracial couples have been accepted, now it is more common and now it does not need to be explained as much as gay marriage couples do. But since gay marriage are not socially acceptable, now they need to be, taught and nurtured by children or to children.
All right, so in your subpoint B of contention A, you state children are affected by unequal rights. What unequal rights are you talking about?
Unequal rights to be married shows that they're not stronger as a family and they're not showed in society to be as good as, say, any other family, and therefore it brings them down.
And you're also stating that gay marriage doesn't affect straight people? Straight marriage?
I'm saying that it does affect straight people, but it shouldn't. We shouldn't let someone else's uncomfortableness stop people from, having families and teaching children.
You also state in your second contention that social acceptance is the stepping stone to equality, right?
Yes.
And that children in same-sex marriage don't differ from children of heterosexual couples. Well, couldn't you state that mom and dads differ, though? They have different teaching styles, right?
Correct.
So what about lesbian couples who have a daughter, say? They're not going to be exposed to that like fatherly model in their life.
Well, there are plenty of people that have single moms as parents.
Okay, for the first negative constructive.
Please go to my opponent's argument, contention 1, where she claims that children of homosexual couples are not prone to become gay themselves. The Margaret Pachoni-Deslutsky of Brown University Child and Adolescent Behavior claims that children of lesbian mothers reported that they had considered a lesbian/gay relationship as a possibility, and that more children of lesbian mothers had experienced same-gender relationships. The authors interpreted these variations as indicative of a different degree of openness in these youngsters due to family experiences. Please go to my opponent's argument, contention 1, subpoint C, where she claims that gay marriage does not hurt heterosexual marriage. Dr. Robert A.J. Gagnon claims that legalizing same-sex marriage will increase out-of-wedlock births. The social scientific evidence to date does not encourage the notion that validating homosexual unions is a win-win situation. A series of articles in 2004 by Stanley Kurtz, a Harvard-trained social anthropologist, shows that the introduction of same-sex registered partnerships in Scandinavia has coincided with a sharp rise in out-of-wedlock births. Please go to my opponent's argument, contention 2, subpoint D, where she claims that lesbians can raise healthy children. Dr. Jean A. Baird, a NARTH Scientific Advisory Committee member of Parenting and Family on November 19, 2004, detailed the significant physical and emotional health risks of those who identify as homosexuals, including a reduced lifespan, suicidality, drug and alcohol abuse, depression, and domestic violence. Lesbians are also at 3 times the risk for breast cancer than their heterosexual counterparts and face a whole range of STDs, including bacterial vaginosis, hepatitis B, and hepatitis C. Dr. Bird also notes that in the area of adoption, children need to be placed in stable homes with a mother and a father, without the mental and physical problems associated with homosexual behaviors. Also, lesbians are more likely to